What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the all-terrain heavy hauler, also known as the ATHH. It was manufactured by Kuat and Trala Drive Yards, an offshoot of Kuat Drive Yards that circumvented laws in place by the New Republic and produced vehicles for the First Order. The cost was unknown, but at 29.57 meters, or 97 feet long, it was the same length as 1.5 AT-ATs, and at a width of 27.43 meters, or 89.99 feet, it was 3 AT-STs across, and with a height of 14.29 meters, or 46.88 feet, it was as tall as 5 Wampas. Despite this enormous size, it had a pretty simple job, so it only required a crew of 9, which was made up of 2 pilots, a vehicle commander, 2 engineers, and 4 gunners. These were almost always paired up with escort vehicles, though they did have extremely thick plate armor, and 4 medium fire-linked dual laser cannons, which could definitely hold their own on the battlefield. The purpose of the ATHH was to pull large objects, like disabled warships, and prefabricated bases. But what we saw on Crait was the Superlaser Siege Cannon, a weapon that used kyber crystals, just like the Superlaser on the Death Star. This weapon was attached to the ATHH via these enormous tethers, of which each strand was made of 27,572 individual steel-ton wires. Even if you were to fire at these with a very powerful laser cannon, you would only be able to snap off a few of them at a time. And what actually got this thing moving was its 3 rows of crab-like legs, with that first row containing 11 legs, and 10 legs in each of the other 2 rows. They based this design off of insects, and it was said that even if it lost 40% of its limbs, it could still crawl along just fine. Each leg had this large piston actuator, which lifted the leg at the knee, and then a series of hydraulic tension pistons would help move it forward. Each of the legs on a row were connected to this dowel, a simple but very effective design. Right in the middle of this vehicle is the primary sensor hub, which would relay data to the bridge, which contained the pilot, co-pilot, and commander, who would all look out through this slit viewport. There were 2 different engineering and gunnery stations, flanked by a pair of fire-linked dual laser cannons up front, and then another pair towards the back of this vehicle. And in between these rear guns is the tow cable observation post, which were used to make sure that there were no issues with the payload or the tethers themselves. In the dead center of this vehicle, you can see these large fuel cells, right in front of the fusion reactor which powered this massive vehicle, and to make sure that the crew and this important section were protected, the entire upper level of the ATHH was covered in what's called matrix composite armor, the same stuff that protected the ATM-6. But that's it for the all-terrain heavy hauler, and the only cool behind-the-scenes fact that we have is that it was intentionally designed to look like a large beast of burden used in ancient warfare, a psychological trick which was supposed to intimidate their opponent. But that's it for the ATHH. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, even if you don't think this vehicle is necessary, at least it's an original design, and the Force will be with you, always.